What's up guys, Garage Maxed Out here. Today I've got Alex here with his 10th gen Civic. We're gonna be changing out the automatic transmission fluid. There's a lot of videos on this job. This one's gonna be a little bit different because we're gonna show you a shortcut. This transmission fluid, it's a CVT transmission. You should be changing this every 30,000 miles and it's really easy. So we're gonna show you how to do it in record time. Before I jump off, Alex?
Yeah, go ahead and check out my channel as well. It's Amazon Alex on YouTube, and we'll get started with the show.
Cool, and before we begin, if you guys like my videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, ring the bell, and let's go ahead and get this thing up on the lift so we can show you guys what we're working with. Okay guys, so once you've got the car up, and we have the car on a lift, you don't necessarily need the car on a lift. You could do it on jack stands just as easily. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna remove this panel. Now this panel, if yours is whole, it's gonna have two push pin, non-screw-in types right here, and then you're gonna have two right here. As you guys can see, we're missing a couple of them, but we'll go ahead and remove the ones that are in here. Okay guys, once you get the shield off, you're gonna see the drain plug here, very evident. Essentially what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use a breaker bar here. You don't need a socket or anything. This will just fit right in here. Now this car has been driven around for about 30 minutes, so this is really hot. I've got a rag here next to me, and then you are gonna want some sort of catch pan here. Again, if you've driven yours a lot, it's gonna be quite hot. You wanna make sure that you're prepared for that. And you're just gonna go ahead and drain the fluid out of here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, once this is drained out, you're gonna have a crush washer, an old crush washer on your magnet bolt. You want to go ahead and replace this every time, even if it looks good. You can get a bag like this on Amazon or eBay, and let me show you the difference here. Okay, so these are the two, and it's going to be tough to show, but the one right here has been compressed. This one is brand new. We're gonna go ahead and replace it, of course. And the torque setting for this is 36 foot-pounds. With the crush washer, you run very little risk of over tightening it. Just tighten it down and you're fine. All right guys, so now that we got the transmission fluid drained out, go ahead and clean your pan off. And then, once you get all the leaves and dirt and stuff off of here, you can go ahead and replace it. And again, replacing it is just the opposite of what you did to take it down. Just line up, there's some little hooks on the sides. You can line up those hooks and the back, and then go ahead and replace all the little grooves that you've got. Okay, and then we're gonna let her down off the lift and we'll go ahead and refill. Okay guys, so here is the kind of trick for the 1.5 liter, and we're gonna do it the long way in this video just to show you, but if you guys see here, that is your fill plug, and right there with that white spacer on it. Now that fill plug is where you're gonna put in your oil. Generally takes right under 4 quarts of the transmission oil. And again, we're gonna remove this airbox so that you can see the procedure more clearly. But if you're doing this every 3rd oil change to keep up with the 30,000 mile increment, you can just pull that out and use a long neck funnel to get this in there. So we'll go ahead and start taking apart the things that need to so that you can see it. But that's a shortcut. You don't really need to take this whole thing apart if you're practiced at it. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove the airflow sensor along with this collar. just in preparation to remove the airbox here. This is just a pinch connector. I'll move so that you can see. Just pinch and kind of wiggle back and forth gently. You don't want to crack that connector, okay? And then this will be able to come off like this, and you'll be able to unbolt the airbox here. Now these bolts are 10mm bolts. You will need a long extension to get to them. And be careful not to drop these. This car has a lot of undercarriage protection, and they'll get stuck in there, and you won't be able to easily get it out. Guys, now that we've removed the airbox here, you've got really clear access to the fill port for this transmission fluid. It's just a little stalk that you pull out like that. You can see that. And before I go on, if you are trying to remove this airbox and you're having difficulty, I want to show you the bottom of this thing. Let's see if I can get in the picture here. So this has a rubber plug that goes in it. And essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lift up on it, and that will pull it out. It is a little bit difficult if it's the first time that you're taking it off. Just go ahead and try and reach your hand underneath it, support it, and pull it up, and it will come right out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our funnel right in here. Make sure that you're using a clean funnel. This one actually already has the old transmission fluid, so I'm comfortable with this here. But go ahead and put it in that hole. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start filling this up. There is actually a fill level bolt on this transmission right to the passenger side of the drain plug. This 1.5 liter takes 4 quarts. It takes 3.9 quarts. The 2 liter takes 3.7 quarts. We just measured the oil that came out of this transmission, and it actually was a little bit more than 4 quarts. So we're gonna go ahead and put these 4 quarts in. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell the color on the video, but this is much lighter than the fluid that came out. Generally, people say that these CVT transmissions are really good transmissions as long as you maintain them. So this is not a maintenance step that you want to skip. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and reassemble the airbox assembly. If you did take it apart, put the plug back in, and then don't go anywhere. We have one more really important step that you do not want to skip. Okay guys, quick plug before we do the final step here. Just want to highlight 2 things. One, always use this HCF2 transmission fluid on this car. This is a CVT transmission, and unlike the Toyota 4Runner video I did where we were able to use Dextron, which is really relatively common fluid, this is very different. It's almost like an engine oil rather than a transmission fluid, so you only want to use this fluid. Secondly, always make sure you're using a new crush washer on the drain plug itself. You can get a bag of these for relatively inexpensive. What do these cost? $4? Yeah, $4 for, I don't know, a dozen or so of these things in this bag. And this will last you probably the life of the car. If each of these is 30,000 miles, I think it's gonna be a challenge running out of these things before the car does. So just a quick plug, these are relatively inexpensive. Go ahead and get these for the job. So let me go ahead and we'll jump right into the last step here so we can wrap up. Okay guys, so we're gonna do the last part of this video here. Essentially what Alex is doing is he's starting the car up, he's letting it run. It's gonna be in park first with the brake on, parking brake on, and then he's gonna cycle through each of the gears. So essentially keep your foot on the brake, and then you're gonna go back into reverse. You're gonna wait 3 seconds. You're gonna go into neutral, wait 3 seconds, drive 3 seconds, second 3 seconds, first 3 seconds, and then you're gonna go all the way back up through. And essentially what this is gonna do is it's going to cycle all that transmission fluid all through the transmission in a controlled environment. So you'll hear the transmission go into whatever gear he's going into, and it's just going to be going through each of them. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so that is the transmission fluid change on a 10th gen Civic. Hope this video is helpful for some folks. Again, you want to try and do this every 30,000 miles. It's an easy procedure to do, so definitely worth the preventative maintenance. Thanks for watching.